Hey everyone, in just last 8 to 10 weeks, Bitcoin price has dropped to roughly 45%. And in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the economic factors that have led to that drop. So let's go. So before I go and talk about some of the factors that might have impacted Bitcoin price drop, I really want us to have a look at this chart there on the Google right now. And I want to draw your attention towards this date here, 8th of November. You can clearly see that one Bitcoin at the time was roughly 67 or 8,000 US dollars. And from that time onward, price has been falling down so far, right? So what happened around that time frame? So there is one big announcement happened at the time, which I want your attention towards, is on 15th of November, Joe Biden, US president, actually signed a bill which was for $1 trillion. And this bill actually was for transportation and infrastructure and, pumping money into infrastructure mainly, right? So you must be wondering, what is the relation between this and crypto? Well, this bill actually did not only include the money investment into infra, it also included some changes in the way brokers, exchange deal with the reporting around cryptos. Let me show you something more around that. There is a section 80603 of this bill which talks about information reporting for brokers and digital assets, right? Very simply put, CNBC actually have summarized that particular section, and what they're talking about is, in that bill, it included that any broker or exchange that allows the crypto currencies to be exchanged, they have to, going forward, start giving a form called 1099B form, and they have to submit it to the Internal Revenue Services and their customer. What does it mean? If let's say I'm a customer and I'm using Binance or any other big exchange, right? And if I'm doing cryptocurrency exchanges in that exchange, it is exchange duty to report to Internal Revenue Services, IRS, as well as to me as a customer that these have been your exchanges, right? And that sort of act as a input information for every customer to use that information to file their income tax. What does it mean? It means that government is making sure that exchanges provide timely information to customer as well as to IRS, leading to the fact that every customer need to start filing their taxes that they're earning on cryptocurrency gains that they might have done. This automatically creates a problem in customers' mind that so far there was no mechanism to actually pay taxes on crypto, but now there is some information there and customers might be panicking because of that, and that always invites sell-off. Number two that comes into this bill is about the definition of cash, basically. So let me just show it to you again. This act, what does it do is it expands the definition of cash, and now it includes digital assets as well. What does it mean? Simply put, if anybody, let's say I'm a seller or merchant based in US states, and if I'm collecting from somebody $10,000 or more, what I need to do is collect that customer's private information, which is their name, their address, their phone number, etc. And I will keep that information with me, and if there is any investigation from the IRS perspective or from a tax perspective, I will have to disclose all of that information to the tax authorities, right? Now what that does is, then customers will always have this fear in their mind. If they go and buy a Tesla using their Bitcoin, for example, because the Bitcoin price was 68,000, right? So if they go buy a Tesla using a Bitcoin, what is going to happen is the Tesla will have to record their details, because that's what the law now means, and therefore it is all trackable, it is all traceable. Again, the tax angle comes into the picture, and that is where some of the sell-offs might have triggered. Let's move on to reason number two. The number two reason is actually about Omicron. So if you remember, in March 2020, COVID hit all of us badly, pandemic, everything was upside down. What happened there? US government needed money. They needed money to support the economy, right? What will they do? They don't have money. They are already in debt. They will go and issue more treasury bonds, as they always do. Who's going to buy those treasury bonds? It's going to be US Fed, of course. And where is US Fed going to get more money? They will have to print more money. And that is what you see on my screen is, between January 2020 to October 21, US government has printed $20 trillion worth money, and that is it's like 5 times more within just 2 years of time. It's crazy, right? What does this do then? when Fed prints more money, the interest Fed rates are very low. So banks are able to easily access money. What does it mean? Borrowers like you and me can go and borrow money relatively easier. That leads to higher inflation rate, right? And right now, if you look at US inflation rate, it's hovering around 7% at the time of shooting this video. As a result, now US Fed is trying to curb this inflation. And as you follow this announcements here, you can clearly see here the next meeting that they do. So they meet, I think the rates are reviewed almost like 8 times a year. So if you look at this current date here, 16th of March is the next meeting date. And if you look at it, the chances of rate hike is 100%. What is going to happen is the moment the rate goes higher, the stock markets basically start to come down, and it becomes more riskier avenue, and crypto is no different from that aspect. People will try and withdraw their money from crypto and go to the safe havens. That is what is already happening right now. People are withdrawing money from crypto market, and then they are putting it less riskier investment avenues or assets. And that is what is also leading to misbalance between supply and demand. Therefore, the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies is falling down. The third important factor is Joe Biden's executive order that is about to be released in February. As you can see here clearly that there is a paper that, or the executive order that is going to come out in the month of February. And what is happening is there are few Fed agencies in US who are trying to coordinate this effort around cryptocurrencies, but they have not been successful so far. So this time Joe is asking them to pull together all their resources and come up with one executive order, and that will determine what are the risks and opportunities within the crypto domain. So likes of OCC and SEC and CFTO, all these agencies are now working on that particular aspect from a risk perspective, from opportunities perspective, from security and threat perspective, which I think is one of the top priority for US government to make sure that the Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies are not used for illegal activities. So there will be some ramifications coming in this executive order in the month of February, and this also potentially might have caused some rumors and some panic selling off from the Bitcoin and Ethereum holders, and that is why also the prices are dropping. So now the $1 million question: should you invest in cryptos right now? Should you withdraw? Should you sell off? What shall you do? What I am doing right now is because I'm a firm believer in crypto, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I do believe in the long-term aspects and the value that utility that currencies bring, rather than the macroeconomic factors that are impacting, because there will always be some or the other macroeconomic factors. So please do your own research. From my perspective, I look at cryptos from a long-term investment perspective. I only put the money that I think I'm happy to lose and I'm happy to risk. So from my perspective, I'm going to hold on right now. I'm not going to sell off any of my crypto portfolio right now. In fact, if I have some more money, I'm going to put a little bit more money into crypto, because this is a time where the cryptocurrency values are really, really low. Good opportunity for me to buy. But again, please do not take this as an investment advice at all. Do your own research, because I believe in the long-term sustainability of the crypto. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Drop any comments if you have any questions. Let me know if any other videos you would like me to make around crypto. Until then, take care. Goodbye. Signing off.